everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. Do you want to hear something very funny? I have a very funny moment, funny joke for you today, okay? So, it's the winter right now. It's freezing. It's cold. And, since last night, my heater's been broken, and the repair guy, he came in, and he fixed the heater, and it started working, and then a couple hours after he left, it immediately stopped working. So, I've been cold for the past 2 days. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. I have a lot of blankets. I have a lot of clothes. I can just crawl under the blankets. It's the weekend. I've got nothing to do besides this. You know what I have to do? I can crawl under the goddamn blankets, and I can stay there. And it gets warm, and then I can grab my dog like a monster from a horror movie and just pull her into the blanket abyss so that she will make it warmer faster. Because dogs are really good at that, you know? Like, your dog's sleeping on your bed, you move your dog, that's a warm spot. Something like that, right? So, I have been cold. And let's go over the diagnostics, okay? Because I don't know anything about air conditioners, so we're gonna go over the T, okay? We're gonna go over the T of the air conditioner saga. So basically, how it happened, how it started, was very simple. My air conditioner, and by that I mean my heater, because they're two separate things. The air conditioner is a box, my heater is well, I guess it's another box. But my heater, it, essentially how it worked was very simple. It would take like 20 minutes to start heating, and then it would be warm. And then it would, once it reached the desired temperature on the thermostat, it would immediately stop, and then it would get cold again, and then it would take 15, 20, 30 minutes, blah, 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 right? Okay. So, the problem is that it stopped doing that. 30 minutes turned into an hour turned into forever. And it just stopped working, and it was a very cold night last night, okay? I'm very grumpy, alright? I'm very grumpy right now. So tonight was last night was very cold. So it continues, okay? It continues. The repair guy, the maintenance guy, he comes out. Nice guy, I like him. Repair guy comes out, he looks at it, says it's fine, looks at the thermostat, says it's fine. But then he looks at the heater, like the actual heating unit. He's like, oh, it's fine. And then he looks at the thermostat, and he's like, ah, so it's wired as a gas heater. That's why it takes so long. But it's not a gas heater, apparently. It's a different kind of heater. A air heater? A wind heater? I don't know. I'm ignorant, okay? So he tells me that it's wired up wrong, and so that he wired it around right. Now, it starts to work, and the heat comes in, and it feels good, because it's no longer cold. And then he explains to me how it works, and then he leaves, and I'm like, oh, yippee, it's not cold anymore. And then I set the thermostat to, not a very hot temperature, but at least, like, a comfortable enough one. And then I hear the fan come on, and I'm like, oh, that's a little bit weird, because it's at the number. But I'm like, it's on auto mode, it'll do its own thing, right? It's on auto mode, it'll do its own thing. And, it never stopped. And it got colder, and colder, and colder, and colder. And so, what I have to do, and I don't know if this is normal, but what I have to do is I have to turn it off manually, wait, and then I can turn it back on, and then it will start heating things again. So, like, I can't just leave it on auto mode, because if I leave it on auto mode, the heat gets switched off. Like, is that intended? Is that normal? Is that a skill issue on my part? Nah, I'd win. Nah, I don't know. But yeah, we are, we're in a little bit of agony over here. And I don't know anything about how heaters work. I'm completely ignorant. If this is a Kiwi gotcha moment, and it's so Jover, then it's so Jover, you know? I'm glad we managed to dodge the Kiwi Intel arc for as long as we could. But, it really is It's Look Who It Is. No, it's cold as hell. Where's the jacket? Which jacket is better for the cold? Definitely this one. Although, don't roll up the sleeves. It's freezing out there, Miku. What the hell are you doing? Oh, we've already taken a bath, by the way. So true, bestie. So true. Coma thaumaturgy teacher. That's one or two. It's two. We're going thaumaturgy teacher second. So real, so true. Now, what on earth? I did get a comment recently that I really liked. It was, oh god, am I really gonna forget the exact wording? Because I've been thinking about it for like maybe like 10 minutes prior to recording. I saw it, like I got a notification pop up on my phone. It was, can I just find the comment to read? Because I really did like it. No, Linus, I do not want to know how to build a $500 budget gaming PC. New copyright matches found. Review videos that may be using your content. Oh, whoa, guess what, guys? It's that time I played Hatsune Miku on stream, Mega Mix. But, it was basically, I can't find the comment. I'm just getting copyright. It copyright matches me because of, like, you know, it's look who it is. Because I played a rhythm game once, and so that means, well, actually, I played a rhythm game way more than once. So, basically, every Hatsune Miku Mega Mix game that, like, people upload as, like, video footage, or even the songs themselves, or even different Hatsune Miku games that use the same, like, music videos, it basically says, like, it gives me, like, a copyright thing, where it's like, hey, somebody might be using your content. Here's a button to kill them immediately. And I think the system is really dumb, because obviously, I do not own Hatsune Miku. But yet, I am in a position where with one click of a button, I could copyright strike someone for using Hatsune Miku, because I've used Hatsune Miku in the past. And that also means that everybody else who has used Hatsune Miku, who has played those songs in Hatsune Miku Mega Mix, all of them have the ability to copyright each other and me, which is insane. Well, actually, that's not true. Oh god, what am I doing? What on earth? Oh no, I bought a weapon. I thought I didn't buy a weapon for a second there, and I was very concerned. But, like, it's only if you're monetized. It's only if you're monetized. So that means, like, legitimately, I am in a situation where, like, there's some, like, poor streamer who's, like, trying to get monetized and they do Hatsune Miku. I could say power word copyright strike and they would die immediately. Of course, that would be, you know, 80 million violations of all YouTube's terms of service and whatever, and I'm not going to do that. I'm just highlighting how it's a little bit silly, because I shouldn't have that power. I don't own Hatsune Miku Mega Mix, besides, like, the copy of the game that I bought. But it's just a little bit weird, you know, I have that power. I'm never going to abuse that power, because that would be insane, but it's like, you ever remember some of those old YouTube drama videos where you'd have, like, a content creator falsely copyright striking somebody? I mean, our charisma is 2. And it's a dangerous area, so our threat level's all messed up. But, like a YouTube content creator would, like, falsely copyright someone or something, we're gonna have to rest twice. It's not looking good, gamers. It's not looking good. And so they would just do that, and people would be like, wow, that's really scummy that they can just do that. And it's, the reality of the situation is it's very easy to do. Right? Like, I've almost accidentally done it, because because I get the notifications that, essentially how it works is I get notifications every time, not every time, but, like, in batches. So, like, whenever there's, like, a batch of people, I guess, like, maybe, like, 10, like, 5 or 10 who upload a Hatsune Miku thing that contains parts of Hatsune Miku that I've played, I'll get, like, batch notifications saying, hey, check out these these potential copyright violations of your content. Which, you know, I want to go on record to state to YouTube that I do not own Hatsune Miku. Please leave me alone. I don't even own, like, the Vocaloid software of Hatsune Miku. Like, I have nothing to do with Hatsune Miku outside of listening to her music, you know? If I was at the grocery store, I was trying to grab the last can of peaches, I would be OMG Hatsune Miku. And not, hey, I thought I was the one going grocery shopping. I don't know where we're going with this. I don't own any copyright to Hatsune Miku. And I was saying it in a very weird way because Hatsune Miku is like a character. But like, you know, she's also like a product that you can buy. Not on store shelves, I guess. But like online, like a digital code. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyways, it's very easy. It's so easy to accidentally do copyright like abuse that when I was archiving these, because I don't want to get notifications about them and I don't want to see them on my YouTube, like Creator Studio or whatever, when I'm going in there and I'm looking at that, there are two buttons. One of the buttons is to archive it, and then the other button is to do it, to kill, to power word kill. And those buttons are decently close together that I like almost accidentally did it once, and I was like, oh my god, that would be it. It would be Jover at that point. It would be so over. It would be all Jover at that point. But anyways, yeah. We're kinda... We're a little sketchy with the power, but I'm not gonna use it. I would never. You can trust me with power. Give me more of it. I almost just... If you're thinking, wow, Web, that's ridiculous, that you could almost accidentally press a button that could, like, ruin somebody's life. I almost pressed that button that would have ruined our life, because it would have done sanity damage to us when we had every reason in the world to take stamina. Dear God. Homie is not good. We're in hell right now. Of the harrowing variety. Do I want to get, like, the squad? I kind of want to get the squad, you know. Let's get the squad. Now, nobody's going to join just right out the bat, so we got to be a little bit creepy. I mean, you can go to hell. Like, I don't really care. And it technically refreshes, so we need to check, right? Mine, what are you... What? The most useless students of all time. What the hell? What a waste of my goddamn time. EXP, knowledge, sanity. Oh my god. What the hell is wrong with those people? Yeah, sure, why not? It'll be funny. It'll be really funny when we hit. Oh, hell yeah. Look at how funny that was. Everybody's laughing. Hell yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody was laughing. The crowd went wild. Everybody was having a good time. I failed to find the comment, though. But it was basically, like, something about, like, tinted glasses and, like, making me realize again how much I like a certain thing. And it's like, I had that moment, too. Because it was on the episode where I was, like, surprised about how much variance there is in World of Horror. And to be honest, that kind of sparked not necessarily something important, but, like, it made me realize that, like, yeah, WoW's pretty cool. It's, like, we do the same thing a lot of the time to the point where we kind of have, like, the same results over and over again, if you know what I mean. And we kind of see the same things pretty often, especially because of just how it overall works out. There's no way. There's no way this screen is the most respectful screen where you're clicking around in the goddamn level up menu that it doesn't send you straight to hell. But, like, how's our block looking? Can we do this? Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. 7 damage, by the way. 7 damage, by the way. Totally real 7 damage, by the way. 2090 XP is pretty based. But, yeah, no, it's like, sometimes when I'm playing World of Horror, I'm just kind of going through the motions, and it's like, yeah, it is what it is. We're focusing on the banter, we're focusing on the commentary. I don't really care what's happening in the game, because I kind of see, like, a trend forming in the run, and I'm like, I'm either gonna win, or I'm gonna lose, and I can kind of see that line really, really easily, so... If I see that I'm gonna win, then the brain goes off because then I don't care. If I see that I'm gonna lose, the brain goes off because then I don't care. You know what I mean? So it just kind of goes, and it's very easy for me to no thoughts head empty this game. And I was just thinking about it. And it's like, sometimes World of Horror surprises me. And it's like, bro's gotta lock in because something actually, like, I'm not gonna say interesting is happening because that's really rude. And also, you know, I don't want to say that my own content is uninteresting by implying that. But, like, if you've been watching for long enough, you're kind of like not going through the motions in the way, like, in that way, because it's like, this is, like, I'm gonna be confident, you know? This is decent second monitor content, under the window content. Good, like, easy listening. And I take, not necessarily pride in it, but I'm happy with it. I'm content with it. And World of Horror, you know, that gets the banter engine revving up the most out of everything else, because everything else is like, well, you know, we've got some, like, crazy stuff going on. I don't want to detract from the game by doing too many, like, anecdotes, you know what I mean? Because, like, in other things, like, seeing somebody run the same roguelite repeatedly, the element there is, like, familiarity, comfort, and just sort of, like, you know exactly what to expect, which is why WoW is, to some people, I was gonna say many people, but I can't say that anymore, because we are not, like, 30 people playing this every day. We're like, 1,000 now, right? Like, World of Horror has a pretty steady Steam charts. World of Horror. I spelled that right. Right? World of Horror? No, that's Steam DB. Valve suggested price TM, $20. So true. Can I just type World of Horror? There we go. Okay, you know what? We're no longer 30, we're now 100, okay? We used to be 1,000, but I guess WoW was gonna fall off and inevitably and eventually. But, what was I gonna say? Basically, like, to many people who play World of Horror is comfortable, right? Like, does that make sense? I'm really dumb. I'm really dumb. We're gonna have to commit to the bit here. Go punch some cheaper pharmacy items. Can we do 90-90? You gotta go with it. You gotta go with it. That's when we miss, and then we find out that man-eating plant has a special, like, -8 stamina attack that we've just never known before. And then we're like, oh my god, so true, bestie. But, yeah, no, it's like when you're watching something like this, you have some sort of, like, level of familiarity and comfort with the game that, like, WoW can be comfortable for some people, right? I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but, like, some people, WoW can be a very comfortable game for them. And so we just had to do that in case it was a funny mask, because the funny mask is really good. And we kind of need the healing right now versus the attacking. Although the 9 knowledge kind of goes hard. So to be fair, this is horrible, by the way. Like, what the hell is happening in this mansion? Like, oh my god. 70-70? I think we can even do that. Look at that. It really is. It's look who it is. Now, we don't really get any benefits here. So it's gonna go up. Our stats are gonna go up one more time. So we definitely want to take dexterity. And then I guess we take like a point of charisma, right? Because we don't know what the lighthouse is yet. Oh, I forgot we could access our items here. That's so nice. That is one of the things that I wish World of Horror would be more consistent about, is like what mysteries you can access your briefcase in. Because it's like sometimes when you get locked in a mansion, you have your briefcase, and then sometimes you don't. And it's just, it's weird. Like, it's fine, but it's just one of those things that makes this game very scrunkily. It's like sometimes Miku remembers to take the briefcase, and then sometimes she doesn't remember to take the briefcase, but it's always the same mysteries. You can only fill up 1 bottle of water, by the way. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that you can only, if you have a bathtub that dispenses water, hopefully you have a bathtub that dispenses water. You could live in some areas of the world, and in the United States, that don't let you dispense water, and instead some mixture of water and oil. But regardless, if you have, like, water, which is what I hope you have, everybody knows that if you have 2 empty bottles, you can only fill up 1 of them. It's very true. It's very true, and it's very real. I think we just go coma, right? Yeah, I think we just, no, yeah, no, we just go coma, that's fine. We have the sewing kit hair, so we can recover the sanity. But, I kind of lost my train of thought, but basically, like, World of Horror is worth playing for a lot of reasons for me, but one of the reasons that's worth playing is that it has a level of just sort of like turn your brain off. Like, okay, I've talked about this a lot before. There is something special about games that you can just turn on and play. That you can just turn them on, you can just play them. Nothing crazy, right? Like, you don't have to think about it. You don't really have to pay attention to it. Like, you're just playing the game. And I've kind of described it as slop before, which makes it sound really derogatory. But, like, it's not really that bad. It's like, yeah, don't get greedy here. She goes up to 10, whatever. You just guarantee kill her next turn. You feel pretty good about that. I mean, you would have killed her anyways. We didn't really need to throw the bottle, right? I guess I just did it for fun. But basically, like, you know, there is something really nice about a game that is just like, we're just chilling, right? Like, it's just completely chill, and the actual gameplay itself, like, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, it's World of Horror. If you've been watching for a long time, you already know what's gonna happen. I already know what's gonna happen. It is what it is. It's look who it is. We don't have adrenaline yet. That's right. That's right. We're throwing the empty bottle. That's a real empty bottle. That sucks, by the way. We couldn't do one more goddamn damage. Can't, like, tech her with the handcuffs. No. I mean, you gotta run it like this. As much as I hate that, like, if you miss, we're gonna cry, but, like, you just kind of have to run it that way. Yeah, I guess we just zoom on through this mystery. We get the tireless buff. We're gonna get our stat increase soon, and then we can start throwing ourselves against the monument. Although we do have Hunted by the Call. We are not getting adrenaline. Our ass is not getting adrenaline. Do I want to get doomed already? Like, I kind of care, but, like, I also kind of don't. Like, just give me leadership. Just give me, like, a point of knowledge. We get 8 and everything. We feel pretty good about the lighthouse. We've got a light source. Camera doesn't do anything. Feeling kind of decent. We can throw the Curacosa mask at something. That actually could have been really handy. Once we get to 80 Doom, we start going to the monument. But yeah, no, it's just like something where I just don't really have to think. That's when I can focus on the banter, and it's just sort of like familiar good background noise, I guess. But the other series, you know, the Dark Souls randomizer, I'm constantly talking about, like, the meta of what's going on in our run, and, like, what items that we have that could be useful in the future, and I'm, like, switching items, and I'm, like, doing things that could potentially be, like, I'm like, okay, this boss does this damage type, so I'm switching to this armor or this shield. I'm really glad we found that. Or I'm finding some item that's like, okay, we got this item, we're probably going to use it during this part when we find this enemy. I don't know where this enemy or this boss is going to be, but when we see them, we're going to use this item. You know, that's the sort of stuff that's going on. Oh my god. That's the sort of stuff that's going on in the Dark Souls randomizer. In Lunacid, I'm just, like, completely enraptured by everything that's happening in the game. I should have taken Doomed already. Like, the point of doing this is we set it down to 16. Is Gigolo weak to, Hold on. We're gonna go to the Law Wiki to find out what Gigolo's weak to. I don't think it's blunt. I don't think it's blunt, chat. It's fire. True. Eldritch Mail. You're gonna hate me for this. If we get hit, like, it doesn't matter how we get hit. If we get hit, I'm not happy. So it's like, you might as well just rip the band-aid off. Now, admittedly, that does hurt our chances with its Look Who It Is, but then we get Father Yasugi, and we're feeling pretty good about that. But for the Lunacid, like I said, I'm just completely enraptured in the world. Or maybe I imagine saying that, I don't know. We're having a moment here. My apologies. But, like, I'm completely enraptured in the Lunacid world. I'm, like, scared. I'm cautious. I'm taking it slow. For RimWorld, I'm just in it for the ride, you know. RimWorld is an amazing story generator that is just so engaging and interesting. that you just feel, like, really good doing it, right? Like, it's just a really fun thing. It's really addicting. And so I'm just kind of, like, I'm not really talking about anecdotes or anything like that. I'm just along for the insanity. You know what I mean? I'm along for the ride. We already got time skipped, right? Yes, we did, so I don't have to worry about getting, like, absolutely goddamn owned. We can go here, and then if it's money, we can sell the camera. I can also do sanity. That's fine. But, for Gloomwood, you know, I'm constantly talking about my dumbass and stupid plans about, like, why I'm carrying this bear trap around. Like, you know what I mean? So, there's a lot to enjoy, and there's a lot to like, but it's not really, like, banter. You know what I mean? It's a focus on the game, which is fine. That's what those games deserve. And then something like A Lethal Company with Kiwi, it's like, that's a duo thing. That's not just me. The purpose of watching that is me and Kiwi interacting. It's not, you know, it's not me. And so we talk about the game, we go in, we go do it for the company, and then we end up dying horribly because blah, 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 right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot the name of Little Goody Two Shoes for like 5 seconds. But, you know, Little Goody Two Shoes, that's a horror game. That's a psychological horror game with a narrative and, like, gay dating. And so what is the focus on with that? The focus on with that is you focus on the horror elements and the greater conspiracy theory, and then you have dates with the characters, and you know, that's sort of like, not necessarily like a comedic outlet, but it's like, you can banter off of the characters and what they do, right? The characters do silly things, and you can banter off of that. You can react to that. I guess it is a comedic outlet now that I think about it. Adrenaline does not exist. Adrenaline does not exist. It really is. It's look who it is. So, you know, we've got a lot of variety with the other stuff, but none of it is really, how do I put it? None of it besides World of Horror is banter engine. Because, oh god. Drain swimmer? I guess it doesn't really matter, but the thing is, right, when you're doing a video, you have to kind of decide, like, what are you doing with that video, right? You have to kind of decide what the style of that episode or that series is. 2717? Almost perfect. We were 10 seconds too fast. But, like, let me give you an example, okay? We're gonna walk down memory lane for some of the old heads here real quick, okay? Let me get out of the 100% bangers for when you need to lock in. Oh yeah, no, I had a silly thing with my phone where I wanted to listen to music, but I forgot to charge my phone, and my dog's sitting on my lap right now, and by my lap, I mean my legs. And so, because she's sitting on my legs, and she doesn't want to move, I can't move. And so, my phone died, and because I don't have my phone charger within arm's reach, so that was a little bit silly. But I don't want to go to the YouTube studio, because the YouTube studio, I just like to freely scroll. Oh my god, I went to the YouTube studio accidentally, I'm such a dumbass. I clicked, didn't I click your channel? Or did I press the wrong button? I think I pressed the wrong button. So anyways, let's take a scroll down through memory lane, alright? We're gonna do this again. So, we've already gone over, like, the new series, right? Like, RimWorld is a story generator, so the story that's being told there is the characters and what they're doing, right? It's like, what is Green, Liliana, Juarez, and 444 doing, right? Like, that's what matters in the RimWorld episode. What matters in the Dark Souls episode. The Dark Souls episode matters about, like, what items do we have? What meta are we on? What items would we like for the situations that we're getting ourselves in? Which just happens to be, I can't believe it's all Orenstein. You know, the Weekly Quota Wednesday, that's a collaboration series, so that means that the focus is on other people, not me. Little Goody Two Shoes is about bantering with the characters and going through the cutesy It's Look Who It Is dialogue, which, by the way, Little Goody Two Shoes episode later today. I haven't recorded it yet, but it'll be there later today. And then the Lunacid is just an adventure, right? Like, that's the purpose of it. Gloomwood is me going through this insane, like, crazy stuff where I'm just trying to get through. I'm just trying to get through. I'm just a little guy carrying a bear trap, stacking barrels, you know? So it has, they all have, like, their own purpose of the video, right? And you'll notice that when I was talking about all that, I didn't say banter, ever, right? And so you look at a mistake that I made, and I'm not interested in, like, I'm not interested in anything pre-WoW, because I was still figuring that stuff out, right? Like, anything pre-WoW is, like, a complete waste of time for us to talk about this meta. But, like, let's talk about WoW, right? So, the thing about World of Horror, and one of the reasons why it was such a banger, like the series, at least in my opinion, is because what ended up happening was I was able to get so comfortable with the game that I could focus like 90-80% of my attention on the banter engine and just like talking and just doing like anecdotes and all that. So the mistake that I made with other series, we're going to ignore Outward for now because that was a co-op series. I can't go into the meta about co-op series because that doesn't matter. But you look at something like, you look at the Hades, you look at the Noita, the problems, in my opinion, with like the Hades and the Noita was the fact that I was trying to play, and this goes for the same thing as like the actual filler stuff that was a while ago, or like it doesn't matter what it is, like maybe even the Quiadon, but I actually don't remember the Azuma Manor story playthrough that well. But like you look at stuff like that, and the problem that we had, or at least that I had with it, is that I kind of took that banter approach to every game. And that created some very interesting stuff. Like the Unbeatable series was wacky, where I was like just doing anecdotes while playing Unbeatable. We're gonna go back to Unbeatable the moment we can, but like, so here, let me put it, let me frame it like this, okay? In the RimWorld episode, I was going to do the anecdote about the air conditioner, but why? Or not the air conditioner, sorry, the heater. My brain is broken. Like, why would I do that? Like, that makes no sense. Why would I talk about my heater not working in a RimWorld episode? That's completely dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Total waste of time. And it also distracts from the main purpose of the RimWorld series, right? Does that make sense? Or are we seeing where I'm going with this? Because I do think... God, I am based. Sonic Adventure 2 Dark Side Story, Rouge the Bat, thumbnail. Sonic Adventure 2 Hero Side Story, Rouge the Bat, thumbnail. I'm based. What can I even say? Unimaginably, unfathomable. Ugh, words are hard, I'm sorry. You can't fathom the level of, based I'm at right now. But, like, you look at some of the old series, and that was the problem with it, right? Like, that was the problem with the Shadowverse stuff. I don't remember if I did that during Crystar. It worked during the streams, because the streams are a completely different meta. The streams are an insanely different meta. I don't understand that meta, right? And that's kind of one of the reasons why I stopped streaming, is because I don't really understand the streaming meta. But you look at something like, maybe even the No One Lives in the Lighthouse stuff, right? Like, did I do banter engine stuff there? Like, okay, here's the thing, right? If you can fit it in naturally, banter engine stuff is fine. Like, if it's just natural. But for World of Horror, right, like, I don't really have to, like, worry about, and maybe this was a problem with some of the earlier World of Horror episodes, right? Like Webweaver getting distracted and then never finishing an anecdote is a meme from the early days. But basically, you get into a situation where you basically get into a situation where you're distracting and detracting from the purpose of the video, right? And so the purpose of these World of Horror videos is like, it's look who it is. You know, I don't have to explain that. You know, I know. It's look who it is. And so the banter is perfectly fine. And if I get distracted and go off on a banter rant like this right now, it doesn't matter. Because that's that to me is the purpose of the video. If that makes sense. But, you know, you look at some of the... I did Vampire Survivors at one point? What the hell? I don't remember that at all. And that was near the No Mannequins video? That was near DD12? I will say a series that I really liked was the Lily's Well series. Oh god, I have to play Cold Read. Oh, I have to play Cold Read. That'll happen after whichever series... That'll happen after whichever series stops first. We'll do Cold Read. I needed to do Cold Read like 80 years ago, man. Oh, I needed to do Cold Read like 80 years ago. Maybe Cold Read will just be one big video. It'll be like 3 hours long or something, I don't know. The FTL videos were good, though. The FTL videos were a banger. I'm a big fan of the FTL. The FTL races were so good. The FTL races were so good, man. I'm so sad that Kiwi, that Kiwi and I stopped doing them. But, like, after the descent into 69, 69, 420, like, that's totally fair. That basically, like, stopped shortly afterwards. But oh, I want to get back in the FTL multiverse sometime. That was such a good mod. That was such a good expansion. We're entering the reshade era. I'm seeing a lot of the mods from, like, Orcian and Funky that we used back in the day. I gotta remod the game. And then, oh, the start of the Druids arc. Listen, I still maintain, very simply, if you have not if you regularly watch Webweaver Actual Filler and you have not watched the Druid series, you owe it to yourself to watch the Druid series, because you get to see somebody be racist towards French people and British people and Scottish people. And that person is Canadian, so it works out. It's even funnier. And then also, the other person in the video is Scottish. I'm sorry you had to find out this way, if you hadn't already known that. Because we went on the Scotland arc a long time ago. Oh god, ranting about housing in Final Fantasy XIV for 35 minutes. I got roasted for this video. I got burned for this video. Hold on. I got annihilated for this video. You want to know why? Because somebody was so mad that I said gardening was good. Somebody was mad I said old gardening was good. I don't know if that comment's still there. But, yeah, no, housing is really bad. I should do a follow-up of ranting about housing in Final Fantasy XIV for 35 minutes. Not because the video banged, but because I am now evil in Final Fantasy XIV. So it would be very funny to contrast the videos. It's almost been a year. January 29th? January 29th, 2023, huh? I think we have a plan, then. I think we have a plan. What day is that? January 29th? Oh, that's Monday, huh? Alright. Alright. I think we have a special plan for Monday. I think we do. I think it's time to do a follow-up. I think I need to walk you through how evil I am. Like, I hide the identities of my characters. Oh my god, it would be so fun. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna be evil on Monday. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Webweaver. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Bye.